was extraordinary. You could stand in King's Hall and you'd see just about every politician in the building. At some time of the day or other, they would all have to walk across King's Hall. So Fred the plumber from Wollongong could be in King's Hall and, you know, ambush his local member if he wanted to. He could wander up to the, you know, the minister for whatever and have a yarn. It was wonderful. So it was a small building. It was almost impossible for anything to be kept secret. If there was any sort of drama in the building, you'd almost feel it. And politicians and journalists use each other, and that's the nature of the game. Sometimes politicians are very friendly, obviously, when they need you. And you know, when you write something they don't like, they're decidedly unfriendly, and some of them can be very, very fierce. I mean, Paul Keating in full flight, when he read something he didn't like, he'd be on the phone in a flash with 4-letter words, and you know, it's quite an experience. The Keating phone calls had to be heard to be believed. Well, things like the travel route story, I mean, which actually did destroy some careers, I mean, you have mixed feelings. And John Sharp was a friend of mine, but I couldn't not do the story because he was a friend of mine. And I remember when I rang him up to tell him I had the story and to get his reaction, there was a silence, and he said, "This will destroy me, you know." And I felt pretty bad, and I said, well, I hope it doesn't. But of course it did. 3 friends of mine lost their jobs as a result of that story. Now, you get a great buzz when you get a story, but you also don't like hurting people, really, but you've got to do it. Democracy can't function if politicians and bureaucrats know they can operate in secret. As long as they fear what they're doing will be made public, then they're going to think twice before they do something rotten. Without what we do, then I think democracy can't operate, and therefore it's a huge responsibility on political journalists.